Welcome! Today we will crochet an ice cap. For this project we used puff stitch. As we can see, it's a long slouchy ice cap. And we used a multicolored yarn. The ice cap will consume 150 to 200 grams of yarn. We are using the yarn known as gingham, with the length of each color is a little bit long. Because there are multicolored yarn skeins with short length for each color. So we need the yarn which has as much length as possible for each color, to give us color gradient we see here. Let's see how we are going to do it. The yarn we are using here is Ollie's. It's called Burkham BB. And a size 3 hook. And we can use size 3.5 if we wanted the stitches to be a little bit loose. We will start off with a 97 chain. We will start from bottom to top. We used to start with a round from the top then go down. But for this ice cap we will work from bottom to top. So we will start with the forehead part. And then move to the top. We started off with a chain. 97 stitches. Then we join it. And work 3 chain stitches. And start working the first row of double crochet stitches. Now the first round is completed, all stitches are double crochet. Then work 3 chain stitches and start working the second round. The first stitch will be a double crochet stitch. The second one is a front post double crochet stitch. And the third one is double crochet stitch. going into the stitch normally. And the next one is a front post double crochet stitch. And follow the same sequence. 1 double crochet stitch going into the stitch normally. And the next one is front post double crochet stitches we know by going around the stitch. And we will have this bump. So it's 1 double crochet then 1 front post double crochet. And work another 4 rounds the same way. The first row we worked it all regular double crochet stitch, so that we can use it to work the stitches pattern. At the next 4 rounds, back to this row. 1 double crochet then 1 front post double crochet. And when working at the next rounds, all double crochet stitches will be lined up. And front post double crochet stitches are all lined up. There will be 4 front post double crochet stitches vertically. This is the first and there will be another 3. And the double crochet stitches are lined vertically as well. So again, we will work 5 rounds in this part. We finished off the whole first row of double crochet stitches. And we'll follow the pattern we explained in the next 4 rounds. Now we completed 5 rounds at this part of the ice cap. The first row was all double crochet stitches. And the next 4 rounds we followed the pattern of 1 double crochet that goes into the stitch. Then a front post double crochet stitch and so on. And followed the same pattern for all rounds. All front post double crochet stitches are lined up vertically, forming that ribbed line. And the double crochet stitches form the pulled-in line. Now we will work the puff stitch. I just like to make something clear here. Always make sure that the size of the work fits the person who you are making it for. Because not all of us use the same yarn. Yarn thickness makes difference. In our videos we are teaching how we do stuff. We care more for the steps, not the size. And changing the yarn type will case sizes to be different from what we do. Now we will work just 2 chain stitches. Because we will be working half double crochet stitches, we will skip 3 stitches. And in the 4th one we will work 3 half double crochet stitches. So here we worked 2 stitches. And then skipped 3 stitches. And in the 4th one we worked 3 half double crochet stitches together in the same stitch. Then yarn over. And skip 1 stitch. We skipped 3 stitches before, so in the one in the middle we will work the puff stitch. And we will work it 5 loops. 2, 3, 4, 5. Close it. Close it with a stitch. So it will be a closed puff stitch. Repeat again the same way. Skip 3 stitches. And in the 4th one work 3 half double crochet stitches together. These stitches are the ones that the puff stitch is done around them. And in the one in the middle of the 3 stitches we skipped, work the puff stitch into it. Work it 5 loops. 2, 3, 4, 5, and close it with a chain stitch. And now it's a slanted puff stitch. Continue the same way, skip 3 stitches. And in the fourth one work 3 half double crochet stitches. And in the one in the middle work the puff stitch. Work it 5 loops. And close it with a chain stitch. And repeat the same pattern. Skip 3 stitches. And in the fourth one work 3 half double crochet stitches. And in the one in the middle work the puff stitch with 5 loops. Repeat this row the same way. And this is the row where we will be more focused on the stitches we skip. After we finish this row we will see how we are going to work the next row. Now this is the last stitch in the first round. Join it like that. Now to the beginning of the second round. The natural order here is to go the same direction, but we want each 2 rows of puff stitches to form a braid. So starting from next round we will flip our work to the opposite direction, and follow the same pattern for every 2 rows. So we will work 1 row facing the ice cap front. And once we finish the round we join it and turn our work to the back side. And work the second round. And for the third round we will face the front side again. And flip it in the fourth and follow the same sequence. one round facing the front and the other from the back side, so that we get the braid pattern as we will see. Now we've done the 2 chain stitches to start the new round. In the empty space between each 2 puff stitches, we will work the 3 half double crochet stitches. In this empty space here, and in the puff stitch in the first row which is below the one we are working at. We said that we are working it around the 3 double crochet stitches. So yarn over, and insert the hook into the middle stitch from behind. Then pull through and work the puff stitch. This way, as we can see. Here is the first stitch, second and third, and it goes around the second one. Then close it. And start the next one. Work the 3 half double crochet stitches in the empty space between the 2 puff stitches. As we see here, the 3 half double crochet stitches in the puff stitch down here. Insert the hook into the middle stitch from behind. And continue the 5 loops of the puff stitch. And close it. Now the braid is starting to form. The second puff stitch is coming through the first puff stitch in the first row. Which gave us the braid pattern, and it'll get more clear soon. And in the empty space between the stitches, we will work 3 half double crochet stitches. And look for the 3 half double crochet stitches we worked in the puff stitch in the previous row. And go into the second stitch. And work the 5 loops of the new puff stitch. And close it. And continue the same way. And that's the pattern we will follow for the rest of the ice cap. We skipped 3 stitches in first row only and worked 3 half double crochets in the fourth one. Then, the puff stitches will locate where the half double crochets are, which is the gap between stitches. And that's where we are going to work whether we're working on the front side of the ice cap or the back side. When this row is completed, the braid pattern will get more clear. Then we will work another 2 rows which will form another braid. The first row is done normally from the front side and the other one is from the back side. And continue the same pattern working on both sides until we finish the ice cap. Now we finish the whole length of the ice cap. And that was 23 rounds of puff stitches. As we see, it's a little bit long and takes the form of a rectangle. And we will close up the upper side. And this length is intended so when we wear it will be baggy and slouchy. As explained here, we made each 2 rows in opposite directions. So we've started with a row on the front side. The next row was from the back side. And that pattern of puff stitches formed the braid we see here. And now we will close up the top of the ice cap. All what we're going to do is to join these parts together. We won't be doing many stitches, we will just join it. So let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then pull through these 5 loops. And we will join each 5 loops together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pull through. Now we have this empty space here. So we will join in together. And close it. And here we will put the pom-pom ball that we will make in a moment. It's pretty simple. Hold it like that. And wrap the yarn around your 4 fingers. Now grab the first end of the yarn. Then wrap it again like that. Between 2 fingers so it's tightened up more on the center of these wraps. And the more wraps you make, the bigger the pom-pom becomes. So wrap it as much as your hand can take. And wrap the other end of the yarn like that. Then tie them together. And cut it. Cut it from both sides. Then trim it. And to connect it to the ice cap we will add another piece of yarn. Here in the middle. And we can also use sewing thread as well. Now the ice cap is finished. Thank you.